My God, is this not like so far? What's been their best PBC on Fox free TV card so far? I liked fucking Caleb Plant fucking beating up nasty ass fucking glove licking spitting in the ring Mike Lee, nasty motherfucker. That was pretty lit. I like that. Let's talk about the undercard. Since we've been here all goddamn morning. Jermell Charlo, let's go look at the resume. 32-1 with 16 KOs. Of course, his last fight, Jorge Cota got him out of there in 3 rounds, literally beat the shit out of him. I covered that fight. Tony Harrison was the fight before that. You know what? We already pretty much know, like Austin Trout, Erickson Lubin. This was a huge fight. I really wish this went longer. By the way, Erickson Lubin just won an eliminator against Nathan Gallimore to be closer to a mandatory shot. So basically, Erickson Lubin will be ordered to fight Sergio Garcia or somebody, if not Sergio Garcia. Yeah, Sergio Garcia, right? And the winner of that will be the mandatory for the winner of Charlo versus Harrison. Charles Hatley, I was at this fight. John Jackson, remember, he was losing his fight up until he stopped John Jackson. Even look at the cards, 64-69 on all 3. Joakim Alcine, I was pissed off at this fight because he was real long in the tooth. Venice Martirosyan. Solid resume, not great. Biggest win of his career, in my opinion, is Erickson Lubin. I really don't count Austin Trout because Austin Trout was old. Like, he's not the same Austin Trout. I don't count that. I don't count Austin Trout. I'm sorry. Zoom in a little bit more. There we go. I don't count Austin Trout. So, in a perfect world, the plan was, you can tell PBC really wanted Jermell Charlo to beat Tony Harrison in that first fight, and for Swift Hurd to have beat Julian Williams. And around this time, this card we're getting on December the 21st, this was supposed to be, Swift Hurd basically versus Jermell Charlo. This is what PBC wanted. So Tony Harrison and Julian J-Rock Williams kind of messed up the plans. J-Rock Williams is fighting in Philly, not against Iris Lindy Lara. In January, I believe is the date, like the 25th or some shit. Tony Harrison, 28-2 with 21 KOs. Big wins, depending. How did y'all think that fight went? I gotta watch it again, but I watched it twice and I still had Jermell Charlo winning. A close fight. Isai Smith, George Soda. Who's these people? I remember this. Jared Swift Hurd versus Tony Harrison. This was for that vacant IBF belt. Tony Harrison just bullied him. Hurd just bullied him. Was too big. Pause normal. Sergey Rabchenko, Fernando Guerrero. These are some, the Willie Nelson fight. Like, he's going to have to live with that. Like, getting knocked out by Willie Nelson. No disrespect to Willie Nelson. But the Hurd fight, we all know Hurd had the bully thing going on. He just was walking through the tank, walking through people. I think Jamal lost. I didn't think Jermell lost. But I was there, and I remember I watched it when I got home. So you got Guillermo Rigondeaux moving down to 118 pounds, right? I don't think when has he ever fought at 118? He's never fought at 118, and yet, at his age, now here's a question. He's listed at 39. Do y'all really think he's really 39? I think he can be 39. I think that his birth certificate might be legit. He just looked like he was old when he was younger. But his last fight against Julio Ceja, you need to check that out. He was getting his ass beat. And he got the knockout. Julio Ceja, by the way, is fighting Brandon Figueroa on the undercard of Wilder versus Ortiz 2. Yeah, I think it's legit. I think it caught up to him. I just think it was those Newport 100s he was smoking. I could have sworn somewhere, correct me if I'm wrong, I could have sworn somewhere I seen a picture of him that like disappeared from social media of him in some casino down in Miami or some fucking where smoking some Newports. He looked like he smoked Newport 100s in the box. So yeah, and then he had that long layoff, but it seems as though Al Heyman is doing him good because he's fighting for a vacant bullshit belt at 118 pounds, the belt that's under Inoye's belt. Remember, you got Northern Obali, who's WBC. My fucking website is there. That's what I was doing before the stream started. Fucking bad plug-in, man. You got Northern Obali, WB. This is from FightNews.com. Northern Obali, WBC. I covered his last fight. Inoue versus had beat Donaire to become basically the WBA, thanks to fucking Tom Brown, is making up another belt for these two to fight for. So they fight for the WBA world belt. It's some fucking bullshit. And they make me sick. By the way, Inoue is going to be out for some time because he had a broken orbital bone, the bone around the eye, fractures and shit. So he's probably not going to be back until maybe fucking April, May. June. Depends, man. Depends. You know, Nonito Donaire took him the hell and back. So you got that versus him versus, let's see, did I pull you up? Yeah, there we go. I'm trying to figure out if I've seen this guy fight before. I don't remember. Oh, yeah, I did. Jamie McDonald. So I guess the intrigue of this fight is to see, you know, Rigondeaux fighting at 118 pounds and trying to compete at 118 pounds. But we know he ain't going to fight no fucking Inoue. So it's like you at 118 to try to get, they're going to try to make Guillermo Rigondeaux versus Luis Nery and to keep Luis Nery and Rigondeaux away from, you know, Inoue and the politics because Inouye's with top rank now and all that bullshit. Basically, we can expect for 118 to be fucking fractured for quite some time. No, the WBA is the worst. And then you have F.A. Ajagba moving up, fighting Lago Caladares. I covered this guy before. Basically, what F.A. Ajagba is doing is fighting guys that are above him fought, but he's fighting them at an earlier pace. Basically, that's the way you build up prospects. Well, he beat him when he was at this record. Let's see if you can beat him when you were at a lower record. You know? Guys like Amir Mansour, Michael Wallace, Ali Aaron Demirezin, Curtis Harper. Remember that bullshit Curtis Harper pulled? And people fucking was mad at me because I was like, yo, that shit, like, Curtis Harper, basically, from my understanding and the research, if people research, he lied. Like, he got his pay. He got his money and everything. It's just that his eye was fucked up. And he had told, allegedly, F.A. Ajagba not to punch him at the weigh-in. Like, don't punch me hard. Take it easy on me. Basically, he got into the ring and really legitimately got scared. Like, people, and then people like, yo, it's fucked up because he said on the broadcast that he didn't get his money. No, that's what he told the reporters. But the truth came out because the promoter, I forgot, was the promoter or the matchmaker had said, no, listen, we paid him. We took care of his wife, his family, and all that shit. Like, he had went up to FA at the weigh-in and was like, yo, can you take it easy on me and all that? Like, he didn't want to fight. And some shit with his eye, too. Yeah, fuck the WBA. They make me sick, Humberto Mendoza. You make me sick. So, it's some boxing on the night, but I doubt I'm going to cover it. I probably am. You know, who knows? Who knows? Let's see. What is it? Let me look it up. Next week, obviously, full coverage for Wilder versus Ortiz with the press conferences. The weigh-in. Rocky Fielding fights tomorrow. Inoue might be Kell Brook. Nah, let's not say that. Kell Brook had some rare-ass, like, odd-defying shit happen to him. Like, he had both of his eye sockets broken in 2 straight fights. Like, you know how crazy that is? Also, we are 1 month away from Ruiz versus Joshua 2. Actually, 3 weeks. You know, so I'm sure Top Rank and all of them going to give him the best doctors. Trust me, because there's a lot of money in that dude, especially overseas. So let's see what fights we got tonight. Let's see. We got a midday card for a vacant WBA interim belt. Why? Why WBA? Look, this is what I'm looking at on ESPN site. Why? Dominic Bozil versus Sven Fornling. Why? Like, why would they? Why? Why do we need this? Everywhere I go, the people did not ask about this. Let's see. What's the date? What the fuck is the date? The 15th? Friday, right? Yeah. Rocky Fielding. Oh, this card is today, and it's pretty. So we got this card, right? Rocky Fielding's returning. Remember, he had that big fight with Canelo last year. Terry Flanagan, Martin Murray's returning. You got Tasha John. This is a card I got to cover. I got to cover this card, mate. It's the return of fucking Rocky Fielding. So this is today, midday card on ESPN Plus for anybody who up in the crib and wants some fucking boxing to watch on Friday. So I'm on a Friday afternoon here in the States. I'm going to be covering that. Showtime's got a Showbox card. I'm probably going to be deep up in the yams during this card. So who knows? ESPN Plus tomorrow has another midday card. You know, this is a daytime, 2 midday cards on ESPN Plus with Lee McGregor and Kosh Farouk for McGregor's Commonwealth and Farouk's British Bantamweight. You know, I'll be watching these joints. I'll be here like playing fucking UFC. I'll be watching these joints. Watch. I'm going to be bitching. I'm bitching and complaining now, but I guarantee I'm going to be watching this shit. I'm kind of looking forward to this, though. Pablo Cesar Cano, he's been putting boots in asses for quite some time now. Versus Roberto Ortiz at 140. Let's see. And yeah, you know, ain't nothing. Yeah, you're right. Look at all that action. Look at all that action. Next week, you got that tournament, the Golden Contract Tournament, O'Hara Davis, Terrell McKenna. Ooh, going to be watching that. Ooh. I'm looking forward to that, no bullshit. WBO 140-pound number 1 contender, Jack Catterall, is fighting some bullshit. Vendali Singh. This dude's been around forever, ain't do shit. I might watch him. I'm going to watch him. I ain't watched him in a couple of years. I was watching him when he was coming up, like a year, maybe 2 years ago. But it's like, bro, what the fuck, man? Do some shit. You supposed to be this fucking, all this money. Do some shit. Vanjinder Singh. Like, I'm sick of hearing about you. Do some shit. You want some mainstream appeal, buddy? Do some shit. And then, of course, next Saturday night, PBC on Fox, $74.99. Wilder versus Luis Ortiz, too. Yo, people saying it's a trash fight. Like, people saying, like, Wilder Ortiz, I think it's going to be a good fight. Remember, these pay-per-view main events have not been disappointing on the PBC on Fox side. No bullshit. Even though that shit is whack, you know, don't forget, I'm paying for them, too. I pay for all these fucking pay-per-views and got all these apps and shit. That shit is expensive, man. So, Wilder versus Ortiz, 2. Leo Santa Cruz. Now, this is shit right here. This is pure. I don't like this is like stepping in shit right here. Leo Santa Cruz versus Miguel Flores. And Leo Santa Cruz even acknowledged the fact that people like pissed. And he know it's a shit fight. That's shit. I don't want that. I don't want this shit. And then they got the nerve to make it for a fucking vacant, the fucking WBA title. Tom Brown. Huh? We're going to be saying his name a lot now. You got Brandon Figueroa versus Julio Ceja. Looking forward to this fight. I used to like be a little creeped out by Brandon Figueroa, but after covering his last fight and watching all his shit, I was like, yo, I like this kid now. I ain't gonna talk no shit about him no more. Man, I don't like that pretty shit he be trying to be on. That shit be too much. But at least you don't be trying to fucking like Ryan Garcia putting all that fucking sunshine rainbow shit on his Twitter. But fucking Brandon Figueroa do be taking glamour shots and shit. So that's kind of like worse, I guess. I don't want to look at that shit. Luis Nery versus Manny Rodriguez. Remember, Manny Rodriguez was in the World Boxing Super Series. Got punched in the stomach by Naoya Inoue. You know, but nonetheless, still excited for this fight. And it looks like they're really building up Luis Nery versus Guillermo Rigondeaux. And that could be next. Conor Smith returns against John Ryder. You know, if Billy Joe Saunders doesn't get Canelo, then it'll be Conor Smith. But who does Conor Smith fight? They've been talking about him versus Gilberto Ramirez, but it will be at 175, not 168, where Conor Smith is 168-pound champion. Craig Glover, Anthony Fowler, name me back. You got 2 Anthony Fowlers? Oh no, they didn't fix it. All right. And then Andrew Cancio, I'm looking forward to this card. Cancio versus Rene Alvarado, not so much, but Zhu Khan versus Manny Robles for that WBA. Which title is that? Everybody wants this title. This is the one at 140, right? What do you think? He food at 140? Avery Sparrow, fresh out of jail. California dreaming, huh? Avery Sparrow, I guess he's out of jail and fighting on the zone. So yeah, and then yeah. Nothing really after that. Oscar Valdez is returning. You know what? There's talk that Jermell Herring and Carl Frampton can happen at 130. What in the world? You think Carl Frampton can hold his own at 130? But all right, guys. I'm still on a little vacation and cleaning out the house. I got a big trial coming up for my daughter, child custody, which as soon as this case is over, I'm going to tell you all about. So I'm cleaning up the house. Getting ready for the whole full-time father thing. As you know, I got a puppy. Building up the brand, the podcast, and I'm just ready. Like, everything's almost ready, man. Well, it's ready, but I've become kind of a perfectionist. I can't put out a podcast and not, be able to do it consistently, and that's where I'm at with it. But we got some deep shit we're going to be talking about. In regards to this, I'm going to edit this up because the people need to know what the fuck we witnessed today. They need to know, what the fuck we witnessed today. What was that? Tom Brown and Tony Harrison in cahoots to destroy the mental psyche of Jermell Charlo. Yeah, what up, Donnell? Yeah. Also, we got credentials for Wilder, Ruiz Joshua 2. I haven't even told y'all. We got credentials for Ruiz Joshua 2. So I got to put all my fucking mind to that right after Thanksgiving. The week before Thanksgiving. Next week. So yeah, shit is moving. But I got a lot of shit on my plate. So I got to fucking manage all this shit. So I got to get back to cleaning up the crib. Come back. Fucking see what the fuck is going on with my website. And I don't have any more streams this week. Before I go, let me make sure there's no press conferences or anything coming up. Because there's been a lot of shit just creeping up. Let's see. BKB. BKFC. Y'all still watching the bare knuckle shit? That shit's tomorrow. Their weigh-in is today. I can stream. I don't want to, man. I got shit to do. Let's see what we got. Let me see if it's any media events coming up. Let me see here. The Wilder Ortiz 2 media schedule comes out tonight. Likely, or today, probably, if I don't have it already. No, shit pretty light. Yeah, shit pretty light. Good. I guess everybody taking off and everything. The holidays is next week. So yeah. Oh yeah, ain't nothing next week. Ain't no media events next week. The holidays next week. So Thanksgiving. Wait, no, Thanksgiving is not next week. It's the week after. I'm tripping, right? It would have been nice to see you cover this from the post-fight. What press conference? I did cover this press conference. We just did it. So, yes, the podcast is still coming. It's there. Right now, we are on, let me tell you what platforms we're on. Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Spreaker. So, what's been going on is I got to go through or had to go through each and every one and learn how to use every one. People think, I didn't want to be one of them people that start a podcast and was like, all right, I'm starting this podcast. I'm talking about, I want to be the number one boxing podcast. And from what I've been listening to, I think I can do it. Because of a lot of the boxing podcasts I listen to, they don't go into detail about the rankings and shit and what be next for the fighters. They just talk about the fight, and then it's not. I gotta, I got a plan. But you got to learn how to do all that shit. You got to edit all the shit up. So right now, as you can see, I'm covering the fights, but I'm coasting with covering the fights. I'm not going hard. I'm just making sure I'm getting the shit, the I'm not gonna say the bare minimum because I'm doing so much behind the scenes. But yeah, man, podcasts, to me, the podcast is gonna be more important than the channel. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna edit that up. Something was wrong there, with that whole Tom Brown thing, especially when he did the cut. That shit wasn't right. And then Tony Harrison to say, but yeah, that shit really didn't happen. But it would be a good story if it did. Motherfucker, that shit happened. So that's some real mental warfare right there. Make sure you get the under the table when you sweep the girly mags. What? You freak. Degenerate. No, I got a dog now. So I don't like all that fur and shit around. And all that. Like, that shit be building up. Even though he don't shed, that shit be building up. So I cleaned all of this down here. Like, I got a big ass fucking workspace. I had to fucking move everything, sweep shit from behind shit, mop all the floors, wash every stitch of fucking clothes. You know, and then next week I got to child-proof the house. Kids be getting into shit. Nah, I'm not going. I'm going to. I'm probably going to go to. The next fight I'm probably going to go to is I don't want to go to Crawford, Kavalauskas. But if I go, like, that's going to be like, I don't know, you know, I got to really, really put my foot in. And I got to really make sure my podcast and shit is ready for that. Like, I met some really, really good people when I went to the fight here in Philly, like networking type shit. And I was ringside. So, you know, I want to make sure if I cover a fight like that, especially since it's bigger than Bertabia versus Volzik, that I got everything in order. So I might go to Charlo versus, who the fuck is he fighting again? Charlo versus Hogan. That's the week before December the 7th. Or I might just hold out and not go to anything until January. You know, I just paid fucking, what is it? 45, closer to $5,300 in lawyer fees. I still got another fucking $800 to pay. Is it $800? $800 to pay in the next week. So $5,300 in lawyer fees in total in like 3 months, 4 months. You know, child support, all that shit. Like, and then running a business, that shit is expensive. So fuck that. We taking off. I mean, I might go to a fight in January, but basically, I pretty much just phoned this year in. You know, like January the 1st, and plus I've always wanted my business fiscal year to be on January the 1st. Like normally my fiscal year is in July. Like, that shit is whack to me, but now I ain't been able to keep up with it since I was sick. So I want my fiscal year to be on January 1st. So therefore I can really, really track the progress, like from January 1st until December the 31st. So now, since I pretty much phoned everything in, I'm covering these fights and I'm preparing for January the 1st. You don't want to be like, all right, you know, you're going to get these 30 videos out a week. You're going to do 15 boxing or whatever, press conferences and other shit that's not boxing. I could have did a review of Disney Plus the other day without not even my face being seen and being high on the search engines because where my channel was at in regards to analytics. So once I switch over to entertainment news, that shit is over. Yeah, man, fucking legal fees, man. I haven't seen my daughter in 2.5 months. Justice is coming. Justice is coming. So I've been keeping tight-lipped. I've been staying off of fucking social media. And I've been just working, doing my thing, taking care of my pop, getting ready for my child. So I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. Please subscribe and chilling with my beautiful woman and eating fine steak and Spanish foods and shit. Yeah, I'm not feeling Disney Plus and them episodic weekly shit. I like The Watchmen though, but I'll see you guys later.